Here's what I would do if I was transitioning from the tools or a site manager position, site-based, into client-side project management. First and foremost, you need to understand the difference between the two client-side roles. You have consultancy and you have client or true client. Please see my previous video that explains and differentiates between the two. But in summary, consultancy, so the big consultancy companies, your Arup's, Arcadis, Mott MacDonald, Mace, RLB, etc. The point of entry is usually a graduate scheme. That's just the way it is. It's not impossible, but it's very hard for a tradie to come into the client-side world. Most of the points of entry are via graduate schemes, with graduates with little to no experience on the site, but that's just the way it is. Whereas client-side, on the true client-side, which is usually the employer or local authorities or MOD, are the perfect entry point, and the routes are usually better for you to transition straight into a project manager role or an assistant project manager just on experience alone. And here's why: because if you have a track record of delivery and understanding the sites, you are like gold dust, because local authorities generally don't have the most robust in-house teams of builders or specialists. They tend to sub out and use those consultancies over here on the left to help them deliver. Whereas if you can come across direct and you are employed by them, you're a true asset, because you are intelligently informing the client, and they're all dying to create this intelligent client function where they don't need to go to the consultancy so much because they have a bolstered up in-house team. But it doesn't stop there, because you need to have a good CV. Ideally, you need to have your chartership. So if you have years of on-the-site tools experience or site management experience, at the minimum, you want to be getting your CIOB or RICS, because that will just show your level of competency, because you'll just interview better if you have those competencies. So my first advice would be get your chartership, and usually your employer should be able to sponsor you through that process. It can be quite timely, but with experience, you can meet all of the criteria to get that chartership. It is like gold dust. So number one, get your CIOB. And they are open to interviewing people with delivery experience. So when I say delivery, I mean on the site delivery. So site managers are assets. There absolutely is a time and place for site managers to come across to the client side, and you're better off going on the local authority route than you are trying to knock on the door of a consultancy. Because once you get that client side, the true employer, local authority experience, you can always transition over to the consultancy once you've learned the rules of the game, because they're very different to just delivering on site or laying bricks. So number two, you need to get good at stakeholder engagement, and you need to be literate and competent across the board. So not just laying bricks or delivering on the site. You need to be financially literate. You need to be able to chair meetings. You need to be able to report data and trends and metrics to decision makers and program and portfolio managers. Now that comes with time. And if you are good with a computer, which you need to be, so second point would be brush up on your computer skills. So Microsoft PowerPoint is